say we live in the worst of all possible universes to live in. For the future of life. So much for intelligent design. But you can show that among all universes that are continuing to expand forever, a universe which is accelerating.
Because the whole thing seems to stem.
The horizon is flat. What I'm saying is that, like, if you use your senses, right, you don't feel anything spinning, and you don't see the curve of the Earth at any altitude. And then
you can see the curve of the Earth at certain altitudes, though.
Yeah, I was on a plane to get here, and I saw it.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not being smart. I really, I travel a lot and I fly a lot, and I can see the curvature when I fly.
Okay, so 35,000 feet, you can see it, right? That's what you're saying?
Generally speaking, I mean, if the cloud level is low and I can see the horizon, I can see a slight curve to it. Yeah.
Okay, so Neil deGrasse Tyson says that you can't see it at that altitude.
And the dude who jumped out of a perfectly good balloon, was it Felix? Felix Baumgartner. He would have been about 2 millimeters above the surface of this globe. That's his edge of space jump. Now, you know, I don't have a problem if he does it, but the honesty of it would greatly diminish what I think people thought he was actually doing. And not only that, they made sure to photograph him standing there with a really wide-angle lens, which curves horizontal lines. So in the photo, you see this curvature of Earth's surface, and he's like, wow, he's in space, look at that. No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth. If you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball, you just don't. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat.
This really doesn't. We have satellites orbiting. Wait, I'm really not prepared to have this conversation, because right now what we've got is, I mean, you cannot deny that this is considered to be an extremely fringe view in light of fields of study that span many aspects of science, right? So
in science, we always say that you make observations, you have a theory, you go make more observations, and it's a very, very tedious process. Wrong. Nobody that I know of in my field uses the so-called scientific method. In our field, it's by the seat of your pants. It's leaps of logic. It's guesswork. It's guesswork. It's guesswork.
This is not.
That's Galileo, and you could let him know how he feels about that. When people told him, like, how he thought that the Earth was rounded, and, you know, he was on the fringe and everything, right? So that's
and believe me, if it turns out that, you know, one day this is consensus, I will say, dang, I have to eat my hat.
Astronauts are really, really good at making pictures in space that look like you've never left the planet. In fact, it's almost hard-pressed to tell whether you're in space or not in this picture.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again. The only limit to human future is in our own imagination.
And you can tell it's real because it looks so fake, honestly.
Until I found this photo from Grandmere State Park. This is from Joshua Nowicki, and what you're seeing here is a mirage. We typically would not be able to see this from the Lake Michigan shore. We talked about this last night. Conditions are right on the lake that we're actually seeing a mirage of the Chicago skyline. Chicago's beyond the horizon, should not be able to see it. However, with the right conditions, we have an inversion. We have cold air near the cold lake water and some relatively warmer air above it. This will bend the image of that skyline back towards the viewer. And so typically we would not be able to see this. This image would be viewable from much, much higher in the sky, up in space.
Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window, or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from this.
Let me give you one piece of advice. Be honest. He knows more than you can imagine.
So why your love went away? Thought it was me and you, baby.
I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice, tumbling down the rabbit hole. You can say that. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. You have the look of a man who accepts what he sees because he is expecting to wake up.
So why your love went away? Thought it was me and you, baby.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window, or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes.
Now, one thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the earth. There's no place to go.
And God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so.
For God so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God. Moreover, brethren, I declare unto you the gospel which I preached unto you, which also ye have received, and wherein ye stand, by which also ye are saved, if ye keep in memory what I preached unto you, unless ye have believed in vain. For I delivered unto you first of all that which I also received, how that Christ died for our sins according to the Scriptures, and that he was buried, and that he rose again the third day according to the Scriptures,